In this video, we are going to take a look at how to design a birthday flyer like this in Photoshop. Inside the description is going to be a link to the files used for this particular project, with the exception of the image, but I will provide a couple of images you can use to get along with this video. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's open the magic word of Photoshop, go to File, New, for new document file to open. Let's maintain the width of 4 and the height of 5, in inches of course. Set the resolution to 350, and if you want to give a name to your project, you can as well do. Leave everything as such and hit on create. A new canvas is going to appear for you. Let's create a background, which is where I'm going to start of course. Go to create new adjustment here, solid color. Then here's the color code we're going to use for our background. Here's the color code. Hit on OK to accept the changes. Let's turn this guy off. Then the next thing we're going to do is go back to our resource file. Drag and drop this particular project file to Photoshop. Let's wait for it to open. After opening, let's try to resize it. Make sure you're on the move tool. Then press Ctrl T to activate the transform tool. Hold the Alt key, then drag to fill the whole space as such. Double click on it to accept the changes or press enter. Let's not rasterize this because we're going to use it for the nearby picture. Let's go back to filter, then blur, and choose a Gaussian blur from this option. Now I'm going to set a Gaussian blur of 30.4 for this particular one. Then hit on OK. Let's go back to our resource file. Bring this particular flower into the world of Photoshop. Then let's position it at this place. We're going to double click it to accept the changes. And if you wish to adjust the size as you want, make sure you does so or do so till you find it is good for you. In this video, I'm going to make everything simple. Let's keep it at this position. We'll go back to filter, choose blur, then again Gaussian blur. You see, I didn't rasterize it. That's it. Let's set this to 22.2. Then let's turn this back to OK. After that, we're going to make a couple of duplication about this particular facing. But in this, let's press Ctrl T to activate the transform tool. Let's enlarge it a little bit, taking some parts of the design this way. Now we forgot something here. Let's go back to where we made this guy and go to normal and place it on luminosity this way and hit OK. We're going to have something like this, and let's position this guy around this place. What I'm going to do is press on the flower layer here, press Ctrl plus J to duplicate this and move this guy to this side. Move it to this side. Again, press Ctrl J again and move this guy to the other end. Push it inside this way. Then, after doing this, what you're going to do next is go back to your image, then bring this flower again and place it here. Now, here's a trick for you. We're going to copy something, or I'm going to copy the Gaussian blur from the previous designs or previous files we have used the Gaussian blur on. Then, let's do that with this simple trick. Make sure, after loading, make sure you're on this particular flower, I mean this one. Go back to where you applied the Gaussian blur. Don't use the Gaussian blur for this flyer, the flower here to this one. Go to the very end of it where you see indicate filter effect. Hold the Alt key on the keyboard and drag it to this guy. It's going to apply the same effect for this particular image. What I'm going to do next is we're going to activate it using the Ctrl T and transform it this way, slightly bigger than the other one, pushing it this side. Then we hit OK. I'm going to make a two copy to make it 3 to this particular flower. Now what you can do is, once you're on this particular flower on here, hold the Alt key, drag it to where you want to position it here. I'm going to position it along this side. This side, yes, along this side. Now let's push it to this side. Then make sure you are having this, right click on it and flip it horizontal this way and drag it this side. And let's leave it this way but you have to push it more inside to the particular side. Then make another copy of this, Control plus G, drag this guy far to this very end. Then, do you know what you're going to do next? We are done constructing the background for this particular side. And then constructing the background. You can as well give a name if you want to. You can give a name to the background. Now, with this guy here, you see we copied the smart filter from the various to this, but let's go back to each of them. Make sure you click on this to drop down this list. Double click on the Gaussian blur option here, and make sure you change the Gaussian blur to 8 for this flower. I'm going to do same for the rest of the pink flower here. Be active as this way. Then let's put this guy in here. Then let's position this guy at this part. Now here is the background for our design. Let's start from the button here, the top there. Hold the option key, which is the shift key. I think the shift key is the shift key on the Mac Windows here, on the Mac OS. And come back to the button there, click on it to select all of them. Control plus G to group them, and you can also give name background if you want to. Then let's lock this guy. Press the lock to lock that one too. Our next step is to bring in the images. Let's go back to our design. Let me select the three of the images, drag and drop into Photoshop, and let's see what happens next. Now, that's what we're going to do. Let's turn the two images off, leaving this one in front. Then let's enlarge it to this side. Positioning, position her along this side. Then let's go back to it. Make sure you're on the image. Turn back on the adjustment layer, so you're adding a layer mask to this one. Make sure you go to brush, click on it. The very moment your brush show a plus sign here, make sure you turn off your caps lock. Now, since here is white, from our previous lesson, we saw that if we are masking out something, we have to use black since here is white. Therefore, let's use black to mask out this side, leaving this particular image as such. Let's scale it to where we feel like it is okay. Here we are. Then let's go back to the second image, which is this side. Move her on top of the other one. Then let's scale that one inside this way. Then what you can do is that one you are going to add the layer mask on it. Press B for brush. Then let's clean some parts where we don't want it. Then let's scale it up a bit. Then position her in a way that seems very nice. This way. Yep, nice. Then the last one is this image here, which is the one this side. You're going to position on top of all of the two. Then let's turn it in like this. This way. If you feel like it's okay, then you leave it. How you feel like it is okay, then you leave it. Position it this way. I'm going to move this bit to this side. Yes. Then what next is to add the text. But before I add the text, let's add some curves to the image. Yes, let me add some curves to the image so that it brightens well. Now let's select the three images, group them, which is Control plus G. Go back to, let me name them images so that it won't baffle us anymore. Images. Go back to adjustment layer, then go and look for curves. I'm just going to brighten only the image, therefore I have to click max the curves into the image. Click on this to max it in here. Then let's, you see the curves it turns out that the more you go to this side, you're going to the dark side. But if you try to move it down, coming, you are brightening it up that way. So coming this way, you're going more that way. Going this way, you are making it more white, as you can see from here. I'm going to leave it this way. Yes, leaving it that way will do. If you want to adjust it more, you can position it this way. Now I feel like this is okay. Then what I can do next is I'm going to input the text there. Go back to where you have the T, press on the T there, which is you can press letter T on the keyboard to adjust the type tool for you. Let's wait for it to load. It is loaded. You're going to just click an empty space there to activate it, whereby it will show the lorem ipsum. That one isn't necessary. I think it's a Latin word with no meaning. Let's input in happy. The font you're going to use for this happy, in fact, I use only two fonts for this particular project. Then the font name is called Flash Display. Flash Display. Go on top here where we have windows here. Make sure you have characters active. You press on characters to activate it here. Then once it is activate, what you can do is go to where we have this name showing the font name. Type in Flash Display. If you don't have it, don't worry, I'll add it into the video. You can as well download it for free. Flash Display. I'm going to use a semi-bold for this particular one. Let's go back to where we have the, I think this is called the tracking. If I'm correct, or yeah, the tracking, yes. Let's put it on negative 35. Then this is the color I'm going to use for that. I'm not going to use black. Let's go back to where we have color here. Make sure you highlight it. Then let's include this the code E31775. This is it. Then OK. After that, hit OK again. Then let's adjust the font to about, I have it in mind, 35.18. This way, yes, nice. Then let's position it around the waist of the other image. I'll go back to where we have this image. Then make sure my layer mask is selected. Press the brush to use white. Then I'll bring some portion out from the image this side. Yes, showing the particular side. I'll go back to where we have the text. This is where we have the text. I'll make a copy of the text. Drag and drop, holding the the Alt key to activate it for you. Then I'll double click on it to activate the control the text tool. I'll start typing the birthday. Make sure you type them in sentence keys this way. That one to have the same size of the happy this thing. But that one, instead of we keeping the tracking, we're going to taking it off completely at 0 for this moment. Then bringing it back to align with letter P, having it this way. I will change the color from pink to absolute black this way. Then I'll make sure there's a bit space in there this way. Yep. Okay. What I can do next is from the previous design, you can see it have a reflection on it. Let's go back to where we have shapes. You can press U on the keyboard to bring the shapes to you. Then once the shapes is then you have to choose an ellipse tool. Then you can press Ctrl plus minus on the keyboard. Then it kind of taking it in for you. Let's draw some regular circle around this place. Give it a color of white. So let's wait for the let's give it a color of white. We are going back to this position here. Since it is white selected from the shape details, white of course. Let's go back to the move tool. Position it where you want the reflection to show. In this case, I want it to show here. I'll go back to where we have the ellipse tool. Right click on it and make sure I click inside the birthday text as it has shown here. Then what we can do next is we are going to bring it down a bit this way. I mean a circle, bring it down a bit this way. Yes, kind of this way. Then let's reduce the opacity to 50 this way. Make sure you add a layer mask on the ellipse tool. Press on this. Then make sure you select the brush tool. Make sure your foreground color is on black. Then let's come here and clean some portion where we don't want it to show this way. If you feel like it's okay for you, then you can leave it. But for my case, I'm trying to adjust it to how I would like it to be. Yes, I feel like this is okay for me. Yeah. Now the rest is the test absolute. Let me show you a quick trick on how to draw a shape, a customized shape of course. Go back to where we have the shape here. Go back to polygon. Then you see polygon we have sides here. Let's change it to 20. After clicking on 20, go to settings here. Click on it. And what you're going to do is you're going to indent side by 20. Indent side by 20 and make sure you have smooth corners but not star. You see, yeah, we turn off the star, but let's bring it on. You see something, let's turn off the star. Then let's come back to this side, start drawing. You see you have a customized shape like this. Yeah, this is what you want. Then let's keep it this way. Okay, let's bring this guy to this place. Reduce the size a bit. Where you feel like it is okay, then you leave it as such. What you can do next is double click on this and to open the layer style. Once the layer style is open, go to gradient overlay. Once gradient overlay is active, click on it. Then go back to where you have the gradient, click on this. I have already set a gradient for this particular shape. Here is it, but you can copy the color code for the reference. Here is the color code. The last one is the same as the first one from here. Then we're going to change the style from linear to reflected. Then give the angle of 135. Then change the scale to 70. And we have something like this. Yes, something like this. And I'm going to add an inner glow to it, giving it a kind of nice twisting. Okay. You can copy the style from this side and hit on OK. After everything is done, we're going to add the dates of birth here. Go to text, and once you have one, you see the text show to a circle. Hold the shift key and click on it. Then type in what you wish to type. So I will type in October, which is the short, then give it a 15. Move it on top to this side. Control it to select all and select center, align center from this side. Go back to the character. I've already shown you. Go to video and activate the character. You see how you have the keying. Here, this is called the keying. Yeah, if I'm correct. Yes. Sorry, I'm wrong. This is called the leading, and this, I think this is called the keying. Yeah, and this is the tracking. Go back to the leading and let's put it around 14 to see. Let's go beyond 14, 16. Okay, let me give it about 20. Okay, I think 24. Prediction is not good. Okay, 30 is too much for me. So around 26 is okay. Okay, then let's give it a color white. Okay, resize it to your liking where you feel like it is okay. Then position it inside the shape you just drew. Okay, double click on it to accept the changes. And here you have it. Nice as such. The last one, or last but not least, is the name and whatever information you wish to add. Let me do that in a fast way. The test, this is how it look like. It left the last one, which is the plus one. And I'm going to do the plus one using this polygon shape we created earlier. Make a copy of it. Just drag and drop to the plus sign here to make a copy. We're going to move it to the top here. I'm going to give it a gradient color also. Double click on it to open the layer style. Then go back to gradient overlay. Click on this and choose a green gradient. I'm going to give it to you. Here is it. I'm going to give this design. Now here is the color code. On the brighter side, also bears this color code. Hit OK. Change the style to radial. Then reverse it. Change the angle to 0. Then give it 100 scale. Moving this guy to this particular side, giving us this kind of reflection around that piece. Kind of increase this a bit. Then we have 9 is 1. What we're going to do next is activate the text tool again and just add the plus one this way. You can as well increase the size. Make sure you're on the move tool and resize it to where you feel like it is okay. Then position it to where it fits you. This is how we came about this design. I'm trying to adjust it and give you some trick here. Position this guy along this side. Yeah, that kind of increase it this way. Now you can see the design look too clean. You can play around with the color lookup to give you a nice and smooth. If you have, go back to your first here, click on this adjustment layer, lookup, which is color lookup here. Then go back to where you have loaded 3D. Kind of play along with these strips to give you kind of a lighting if you wish to. Go on and change them where you feel like it is. You want to give it a shot. This is just a tip I give it to you. Yeah, if you feel like it is okay, then you can choose one, play around with it, then you are good to go. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.